that we feel is part of the 4 keys is sharing your street corner and really accepting others' frame of reference is true for them. And the way we think about the analogy is almost thinking about an intersection, that there are 2 streets that are coming together and there's an intersection. And if you think about in the middle of that intersection, if there was a car accident, you wouldn't just ask the people who were in the 2 cars what happened to them. You would ask the people who were in the cars, you would ask the people on different streets who were standing on different street corners, what did they see? And very often in organizations, when there's a problem, we only ask one street corner, or we expect everyone else to agree with that same street corner of what they saw. But then we don't get the full picture. So if we really value diversity, and if we really want to make sure we get the fullest picture, particularly in a world where there's so many unknowns and unknowables, we have to really be able to get the widest view, the 360-degree view, which means asking people what they're seeing, being curious about how are you seeing this, and if you see it differently than me, what is it that you're seeing that I'm not seeing? So I've got to not only hear your street corner, but I've got to accept it as true for you. And be curious about what is it that you're experiencing or seeing that I might be missing. And I think only that way are we going to be able to really see the fullness of problems, to solve the complexity of issues that are faced in organizations today, to bring those diversity of voices into the conversation. And so it's one thing to say, oh yeah, I've included diversity, but it's another thing to really hear those perspectives, to really learn from those perspectives. And all too often what we do is we say, tell me your perspective and I'll tell you why it's wrong. So we say, yeah, we want diversity of points of view. We want that different diversity of thought. And yet when people do bring it, we tell them, no, you're not right. And so for us, the kind of pulling these 4 keys together after I lean into discomfort, after I really listen as an ally, after I understand how intently, your intensity and your intent of how you're seeing it is really, do I really hear different points of view? Do I really enable people to bring their street corners? And the reason we talked about street corners was because it somehow lessens the conflict. Because a lot of times people like to say, oh, I see it differently. Well, once I put on the table that I see it differently, we've already begun to have a conflict. What I think the language of street corners has done is really enabled people to be open. It's really invited people to bring in different perspectives. It's really recognizing that I only have one street corner, Fred might have another, somebody else might have another, and that I really need to gain all of those street corners. So I'm asking myself a different set of questions, like what street corners am I missing? Who else needs to be at the table? What other perspectives do I need to have? And then again, the second part is making sure I'm accepting those. And then together we can hopefully create a new whole that can really lead us to innovation and creativity and better thinking and better problem solving. So for us, that last behavior becomes so critical if we're going to be innovative, if we're going to be able to really solve problems that our organizations are faced with today. So in summary, and we're on this journey of learning. I mean, what's exciting is that this is all evolving and we continue to learn and play with these concepts, and our clients are teaching us every day in terms of how to really make this real in organizations. But as we're really working with having a joining mindset and really helping people understand that we need to partner in different ways, the 4 keys really provide conscious actions to help us get there. And again, it's conscious language and it's conscious actions, and as Fred said, it's got to be a shared language. And shared willingness to kind of experiment with those, even though it feels awkward at first, using some language that may feel different. I think is when everyone really begins to use that conscious actions and those conscious behaviors, it can really transform the way an organization works. And that's what we're excited about, people working together, being able to do their best work, feeling included, leveraging their differences to achieve incredible organizational goals.
And this may be awkward at first, it's different, but we can tell you that many, many people around the globe in many different countries are practicing it and using it. Some of it they're using even their emails and their electronic communication, and others in their meetings, virtual or otherwise, and it works. It works. It really helps people have common language, which then allows them to create common ground, which allows them to achieve results together. So we have seen the success of this, and we hope that you will experiment with it and let us know how it works for you.